The best thing. The best thing about it is you get to explore a lot. You learn a different culture. You, for me, the best thing was really getting out of my comfort zone, and I even though if I didn't really learn their language, well, I learned the basics. I learned how to read and write in Korean. I'm just struggling with the vocabulary, but still a learning process for me. The worst thing about it is I think because Filipinos have well, there's a reputation already for Filipinos there that they're most some of the Koreans, especially those who are not in universities, they think that Filipinos are either factory workers that they look down to, or those working in the, how do I say, not the very pleasant.
The sex trade?
Huh?
Do they work in the sex trade?
Yeah, sort of like in bars. So there's that bad reputation for that Koreans look down onto, that when they know that you're Filipino, they have this different attitude. But it's challenging. But when they realize that you're a student and you're when you're studying in a university, they'd also be like, oh really, you're a student, and it's like there's a difference in their perspective also. And well, what for the challenge there is also the language barrier. But I don't know if I can share about this scholarship, because I knew about this scholarship while I was there. They have this KGSP. It's the Korean government for scholarship program, and they offer this every year. I think it's one good way of getting into Korea, to study in Korea, any of the universities in Korea, especially if those the universities that you really want to study in is part of that KGSP, of part of that program. And I think you can just look it up in the internet, and they would have the list of the universities offering or is tied up with the program. And I believe Korea University is also one of the universities in this listed in that program. And now I just had a conversation with my professor, and he would prefer students who are awardees of this scholarship, because one, it would teach you to learn Korean language during your first year. So you would have to study Korean language during your first year. You won't proceed with your master's or PhD yet. So first year is basically just full time student for the Korean language. And once you have passed the requirements for the first year, that's when you can proceed with your master's or PhD with the chosen university. So I guess another way also of getting into to Korea University and to our laboratories, also to try out this scholarship. Yes, for me, all my lab mates were Koreans until my second year, because I was able to get another Filipino student to join me in the laboratory. But all of them, all of the guys in the lab, they were very helpful. And what happened was, the trade was they would teach me some Korean, but mostly they were using me to practice their English. Advice, maybe just try it out. It's fun. It's a very nice experience. One is, don't get intimidated by Koreans. They're genuinely nice people, especially because Koreans would also like to interact with foreigners, because for them it's also a chance for them to speak in a different language. It's a challenge for them to speak in English, and it's really fun because what happens is if you develop friendship with them, they're actually until now I still get in touch. I keep in touch with friends I've made in Korea, especially the Koreans. And well, I don't know if you've heard of Koreans being they really like to drink a lot. But what happened back then is like they don't really force you, especially knowing that you have a different culture. It's also they like to learn about people from other countries, like your culture. They would ask you how you do this and compare it with how they do things in Korea. And one thing is that they were particular, particularly surprised about Filipinos because they thought that English is our native language. Because for them, it's still a struggle for them, even if they've been taking English since kindergarten, because all their subjects in Korea, all their books are translated in Korean. So unlike here in the Philippines, most of the books that we study here are in English except for Filipino. So yeah. If you have any questions, please visit afraidground.com.